Hey there, thank you so much for joining me. If you're joining me for the first time, my name is Heather Thompson. I am a Clarity Life Coach, author, and speaker. And for today, we are going to be talking about a very important topic that I'm going to jump right into because if you don't know me, I love to respect your time and try to keep my videos right around 10 minutes to get you right back into the rest of your day. So, we're going to talk about the problem with slaying. I've been focusing for the last two videos on discussing particular issues with women that I've noticed in our communities. It seems to just go across the world, especially those of us who are influenced by social media. And I said, this is the perfect time to address this because we're in an age where we're speaking largely about women's rights, about enforcing our ability to be heard and respected. And one of the most important parts of that is making sure that we respect one another. So today, as I was saying, the topic is the problem with slaying. There's a great deal of viciousness that's occurring between women right now. And it's amazing to see this, and I don't mean that in a complimentary sense, because we're always so focused on our own rights and what it is that we want to see and what it is that we think should be done for us personally. But we can be so cruel to one another. And I'm thinking, if we're saying that this is what we want to see, we need to do what the saying says, be the change that we seek, and truly watch our words to one another. And I want to ask a very important question on this topic. What is your life costing you? If you're a person who considers yourself to be maybe a mean girl, you enjoy having a PhD in pettiness, and you give yourself a lot of props for being slick with the comebacks and saying things that just really aren't necessary. The question is why? It's one thing to defend yourself. It's another thing to attack someone and be just absolutely unnecessary with your words, especially in an age where a lot of the things that we say online we forget about. We go into job interviews and we don't realize that sometimes things have been used in a screenshot when HR says, okay, this person has come to our company, we may consider hiring them. Or if you're someone who is a particular brand influencer, and we don't talk about that enough, and how you're saying that you want to represent a particular company, and this could affect your income. It could affect how well your particular company and brand is going to do. And you're only focused on how you look when you're promoting a particular product for yourself. But now that you're talking about working with other people, now that you're job hunting, if you're climbing the corporate ladder and you're looking to be in a better position than you were, your words, your actions, the things that you post online, the cruelty sometimes that we show to other women, that stays with you. If you haven't noticed, since I was mentioning a job interview, a lot of companies now will ask for your LinkedIn, your particular account for your LinkedIn, because they want to see your page. They will be checking to see what you're posting there, what you do, what your history has been, but they can also look to see other places. Do you have a Facebook page? Do you have, even if it's marked private, what is the initial profile picture? There's so many things that come along with you just trying to go ahead and issue this quick retort. And you never know if the person that maybe you're commenting on or commenting to in a particular forum could be the hiring interviewer that you're going to be speaking with, or could be on a particular committee for a company that you want to take part in, for maybe partner with them to be a sponsor for them. If you are, as I said, a social media influencer or an entrepreneur, we need to think about these things, about not how we're affecting others and how we're going to affect ourselves in the long run. As I typically say to people who always are focused on me, you are not an island unto yourself. That means that one, you do need to ask for help, and that's typically why I say that, because women will exhaust themselves quite often. Anybody will, not just women, but those are my clients. And also because we've gotten to this point where we're just not thinking about what we say. It's so easy to type something that looks so great and is going to get likes and is going to be maybe reposted or get commented on. And, using these emojis to capture attention, but you might capture the wrong attention. How many times have we seen it in the news where somebody thought that they were going to be able to hold a particular position, get into a college, and forgot about something they said 4 or 5 years ago in a private conversation or in a public forum, like we were just mentioning, that suddenly is national news? Suddenly, if it doesn't go national, it's before a company and they realize what you said. Too many examples out there on YouTube, right here on YouTube, where people realize, or even on Instagram, where somebody will tell their horror story about something they said privately or something they said and even recorded themselves doing it. And they had no idea just how badly things were going to go for them later because they decided to just be quick with the tongue, slick with their words. And next thing you know, they're jobless. Next thing you know, they can't get a job for years. That has indeed happened. I saw a video on that recently with a guy who went to Chick-fil-A years ago and made a comment regarding his stance for Chick-fil-A and things that he considered they were saying regarding gay marriage. And he made that post. Next thing you know, literally the next day, what he said went viral. And since then, he's had to build an entirely different life for himself. And he used to be a C-level executive, still cannot get hired by a company and had to go into business for himself. And it's not been the successful journey that he previously had in his corporate life. So what you say, because I have this feeling that for a lot of people, they're like, it's just words online. Those words online can cost you quite a bit. And even if it doesn't get that far, has your attitude cost you relationships? Over and over again. It's one thing to defend yourself in an argument, but sometimes we are rude and cruel to the people who love us the most, who care about us the most, and we don't even realize that our attitude is stemming from something we saw on television. As mature as we say that we are, something that we saw on television where a slick comeback worked for someone else, but for you, it just may be what helps you cut off your relationships, and that's not healthy. But I want to advise you on something, and I have some notes if you see me looking away. You do not have to be savage to be respected. Verbal brutality is not the only way to get your point across. Some people are just blunt naturally, and if that's you, then that's you. But for those who keep slipping on the hardness like an act just to self-protect, know that you're wounding yourself and you're wounding the people that you love and care for, and that's all it's doing for you. And speaking of savage, I want you to consider something I call MRA, not MBA, not MRS, MRA. I want you to exercise this. That stands for meme responsibility awareness. I want you to be aware about the memes that you're sharing before you pass them on. Do they contribute positively or do they attack someone unnecessarily? Those things tend to live online, as we were just talking about, much longer than you thought. And while you're saying that you're for women, that you're for positivity, the things that you share online, do they fall into that category? Think about that as you may be interviewing, as you're on a particular job, as you're looking to, if you're, again, an entrepreneur looking to be a brand influencer and work with other companies. What are you sharing and posting? Are you exercising meme responsibility awareness? And also, I want to do something different. I want to issue to you a challenge for this week. I want you to do something casual that focuses on fun instead of fashion and enjoyment rather than clout or getting noticed online. And don't post about it. Just focus on having a good time. No boomerangs, no live casting, no group shots or hashtag concerns. Take pictures, of course, if you like, but only for your memories. And see how enjoyable it can be just to step away instead of always slaying, instead of worrying about your makeup for a moment, because we've gotten very, very concerned with how we look, applying filters to everything. One of the easiest ways to step away from that for a moment, because I do love a good filter. I enjoy makeup as well, but seriously, learn how to just enjoy the moment instead of needing to capture everything. Part of the viciousness that we use with people sometimes is because we're using so much of what we've seen to influence us. I want to encourage you not to do that today. For this particular challenge, find a time this week where you can do that and just enjoy the moment and see how it feels. And also, I want you to sow it forward, either through an organization or on your own. I want you to pay for the needs or the wants of someone else. You might choose to donate gently worn clothing or accessories. Make sure they're in good condition if you do. But be willing to help someone else who could use what you have, the good of what you have. And invite a friend to join you if it's applicable and something that you can do, volunteering in public for a particular event. Share that time with them and see how it feels just to give back in the best way possible. And for a final thought, for a lot of us who love to explain that and say that we're self-made, I want to explain being self-made to the ancestors whose sacrifices paid for your abundance. There's nothing wrong with knowing how to, working to push yourself forward. There's nothing wrong with being the person who gets up early, stays up late, gets the job done. But keep in mind, a lot of the opportunities that we have while we're running out here slaying and being so whatever, they're because many people stood up for us long before we could ever stand and made it possible through sacrifices that we can't imagine. So I want you to consider that in the rudeness and the viciousness at times that we can exude without even realizing it. Think about the fact that somebody paid for everything we have the ability to do pricelessly. Okay. So with that, I'm going to close and say thank you so much for watching today. Everything that we discussed here is coming from my new e-workbook, The True Boss. It is a brief but is a powerful guide to help women uncover the hidden hurts that may be motivating their desires and their decisions. And it's designed to help you heal so you can be the whole woman that you are indeed called to be. It's available at bit.ly, that's bit.ly/True Boss Book, all lowercase. And again, this information, everything that I'm mentioning here, and all the information to reach me via social media, email, and to reach me because you're looking for a coach or a speaker, is so the links to my website will be in the description box below. And I want to thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you being here with me. And as I always say, if you feel that you're not having a great day, make it one. It is within your power to do so. God bless, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.